Am I the asshole for refusing to apologize to my parent poly partner? This one I picked because it was complicated. So let's go. My 16 female parents, 36 each, became poly 4 years ago. They came to me and explained what it meant to be that they've been dating the same person, Madison, 27 female, for the past 3 years, and she moved in with us 2 years ago. Okay. She's overall an okay-ish person, but she's very much into being some kind of cool mom, which she will never be for me. You're 16, she came into your life, you were 12. In your house when you were 14, you still already have a mom. This can't fit. Like, you don't have to make her your cool mom, you know? My parents' relationship with Madison is very serious. Both of my family knows her, and while not everyone accept her as a real part of their marriage, they're okay with her too. That's fine. It's a good start. For me, she's more like a roommate my parents love rather than a parent figure or someone I have to listen to. My dad is okay with her trying to discipline me, but my mom is not. Like, at that point, if both parents are not like both giving that power to that other parental figure, that kind of makes sense for her not to have that power as well. So it's not like you were born having two mom and one father. You were already an adolescent, like a teenager, when this came into your life. So that's fine. Well, 2 days ago, my boyfriend walked me home and I invited him to have a piece of cake since my mom's birthday was the day before and he couldn't come. He said yes. And we went inside, and that's honestly everything we did. Madison came an hour after and we were still in the kitchen, eating and watching TikToks together. I had my head on his shoulder and we were just chilling. She saw us and began to act very weird. She said "I" and drank a glass of water. But after 10 minutes, she just stood there pretending to watch her phone. But it was pretty obvious she was watching us. My boyfriend felt uncomfortable and he said his goodbyes. Good. When Madison and I were left alone, she approached me saying it wasn't okay for me being alone with a boy at 16 and that she would appreciate I don't do it again. I'm confused. Let's go. I was honestly shocked. My parents know my boyfriend pretty well, and more than that, they know me. And I would never betray their trust by doing something I'm not allowed yet because I was alone. She wanted to keep talking, but I cut her off and said that she had no right to try giving me the talk, and she wasn't my parent in any form to try. She wasn't my parent in any form to try to parent me or give me unsolicited advice. She said she was just trying to help me, but I said she better not. And any concern she had, she could talk to my real parent, and if they see it fit, they will talk to me. But just because she was dating them both didn't make her mommy too, and I went to my room. Honestly, that this is setting boundary. This is kind of a rude way to do so, but like, at some point, I guess that was already eating up. This morning, while my dad drove me to school, he said Madison talked to both of them, and my mom decided she overstepped. But daddy agreed with her, and he would appreciate a heads up when my boyfriend and I are alone, and that if it was okay for you, I could apologize. But I said I didn't feel like it, and he said he was disappointed. ETA, not sure what ETA means. Edited TA. My mom just arrived. My dad was already here. I'll be talking to them in a minute and then I'll update. Thank you guys for all the support. Okay. I don't know all along like when this thing got updated, but let's go. Yeah, so your parent decided to be polyamorous. Exactly. Like, you don't have to agree on the fact that she's your new mom. Okay, like there's no obligation at that. The way it's been done might sound like it was a little rude to some point, because like she probably see you and she tries to protect you. Like that's not her trying to be bad. Sadly, guys, the talk should have happened before you're 16. And to some point, I'm not on team prevent kids from doing everything or practicing to do anything. Like, I ought to say, you raise your kid to have some values. And after that, like what they want to do with those, the way they will turn out, what they try to become as a human being, it's not your place to try to control what they're doing with any of their private stuff, you know? Teach them right, let them take their decision, trust them, unless they prove they cannot be trusted, trust them. We live in a society that tries to... Oh. So, they... As much as they try to, we live in a society that tries to put... to tell to our kids that whole adage that we have to wait until marriage before we do anything or everything. Like, marriage in the time where these things were like the norm, waiting until it, was happening when kids were in between 12 and 16. Nowadays we have teenagehood, but we still try to like give those old ways of seeing the world to our kids while they are already in these age where they are curious about that. I'd rather have my kids know that I'm okay with that and be honest about this, be able to ask their question, to be to just like have those talks, instead of being that parent that try to tell them that everything around sex is bad and just like have them hide stuff from me instead. So what's happening here is clearly toward more like what the norm would try to push toward the kids, instead of being like, it's not wrong that you're doing it, but if you decide to do it, it got to be like around good concept as consent, and like consent got to be truly given, and you got to be like at ease when that happens, and to basically be able to have a real conversation about that with your kid instead of just like staying very much apart from each other. Like, this makes no sense for me to try to... I know they try to protect. It makes no sense to me to see people like being like, no, don't do that. They are teenager. They are going to do the exact opposite of what you said. No freaking questions asked. Like, it's normal. Just like be more open about this.